Hey YouTube friends, I thought I'd do a quick video. It's been a while. I had a little meltdown on my transmission. My fault. Had one line that apparently on my bend it had just enough restriction in it that it wasn't having it. At least that's what my training guy thinks. It happened. Pretty much everything plastic on the inside was melted. Had to replace everything. So I got a dual cooler, Durell dual cooler with fan. I put it on. Wasn't even going to use the radiator cooler. I've ran that for a week, no problems. It's running cool. I decided I'm going to go ahead and link the two together. Just run them both. The way the fan doesn't have to kick on as much. It's hooked up to a thermostat. I would have went ahead and recorded me doing that, the training swap. It took me like 2 hours to get it out, 2 hours to get it back in. It wasn't worth messing with, really. Plus, everybody knows what a training swap looks like. But right now I'm making transmission lines to run from my cooler to my radiator transmission cooler. I do got some new exciting stuff that's going to be coming. I had a buddy of mine, the one that painted the Camaro for me, called me up. When he painted the Camaro, he did up a I think it's a 79 Trans Am TA. Gorgeous. It's almost like a gunmetal. Gorgeous paint job on that thing. Man, that thing's sweet. Anyhow, he hit me up, and it hasn't ever fired up on the new motor. Has quite a few things, just minor things, but it just needs to be finished. Needs to be put together, exhaust, fired up, tuned in, suspension, wiring on the interior cluster, hard items on the interior, all that needs to be put in. He has all of it or most of it brand new. It just needs installed, and he's hiring me to do it. When I say hiring, we're gonna do some trading. So I'm excited about it. I know the Blazer's supposed to stay a sleeper. It was. I wasn't gonna put that type of money in and put an expensive paint job on it. But he told me that if I finish out his Trans Am, then we're gonna work out a deal, which I'll videotape him doing most of it, like I did on the Camaro. But he's gonna work out a deal with me and put a showroom paint job on the Blazer. So we're gonna change colors. Haven't figured out what color yet. Leave comments. Let me know what you guys think would be a sharp color on it. As soon as I do that, I'm gonna have to get some torque thrust D's or something, 17-inch rims put on there. Roof rack's gonna go, and then I'll just leave some interior things. I did buy a new temperature gauge. I don't like the one that's in the truck, the factory, so I bought a temperature gauge and a transmission cooler gauge. I bought a little Mustang pod for on top of, I think it covers up their clock on the Mustang. Jeg sells it. I bought it. I painted it the same color as the console, and right above where the tape deck is, I'm going to install that on the console, and put the gauges right there so it looks factory. He'll look stock, but give me two of the gauges that I really miss. I really need. So but I'm pumped about that. I'm supposed to hook up with him in the next couple days. He's also wanting to buy my Cheyenne from me. He's been after that for a while, and I'm debating on that so I can move on to another project. Cheyenne's done for the most part. It needs some tuning, some tweaks. Nothing major, but it needs a lot. You know, it's going to need body work. It needs a paint job. Paint job on a set of Craigers, and that thing would be sweet. And he's the man that can do that. I could just finish up his Trans Am and have him do the Cheyenne instead. But ever since I've gotten the Blazer done, that's all I drive. I used to the Cheyenne with my daily, and I barely get behind the wheel of it. I drive it on occasion, but day to day, the S10 is just a blast. When I took the S10 in, the transmission, I had them toned back on the shift kit some. It was a bit much. It was nice, but even if you let off the gas, it slammed into the next gear. Back in the day, Chad, you know, I had that one transmission at 400 done up, and it didn't matter if you were on it or not. It just slammed, bam, every time. That's how this thing did. So, had them change a little bit on that. Didn't matter what I adjusted the pressure to, it did it. So, now it doesn't do that. If you're in it, it will scald the tires and set the ass end out. If you're not, you're just cruising, you can barely feel it shift. It's quick, but it's not slamming into gear. So I really like that. I redid the shift linkage. I had made one myself. I went back and remade it. I had park, reverse, neutral, drive, or overdrive, drive, second, but I couldn't get it first. It's hitting the exhaust. Redid all that, and now I got all the gears all the way up and down. So, I said, I'm gonna run these down, install this. I gotta hook up those gauges. I'm gonna have to drop the transmission pan. To hook up one of them. It's like I was saying, the transmission's pan's got to be dropped. I'm going to have to weld in a bung. I bought this right here. It's an 8 AN, going from 6 to 8, back to 6. It's actually a fuel line. I was hoping I could screw my temperature gauge directly into here and just have an inline temperature gauge. Unfortunately, the temperature gauge on the thread is so long that I don't know if you'll be able to, let's see here, see in there? Yeah, you can. You can see it completely block it off. It gets some flow and nowhere near enough. Melt down another transmission. I thought, well, the sensor probably only goes halfway or 3/4 of the way through. If I trim just a little bit of this off, it'd have enough flow. No, you cannot trim any of it off. It goes almost all the way through to the end. I did a little bit of grinding on the end to see how much room I had there. You can't even grind it down to get just a hair bit without totally foobarring the sensor. So that didn't work. So we're gonna have to go a different route with that. I bought a upper radiator hose temperature gauge, and that was going to be for the factory gauge. I bought it off of Amazon, I think. It was one of the rice burning ones China made. It was supposed to fit the temperature gauge and you could adjust it down. No, not even close. And it was metric, and I had to drill it and tap it, and that cheap recycled aluminum, it wouldn't take the tap. I got it in there and it doesn't leak. I don't trust it. I've never trusted it. So I went ahead and ordered a more expensive one. Autometer, of course, is a lot more expensive, but no worries. Screws in, screws out. Won't have to worry about it. And that's what the dash gauge, I'm just gonna leave it disconnected. Like I said, I don't like it, I don't trust it. These motors run hotter than what came in that thing ran. So when you hook it up, it's reading that it's hot. I just assume have one that's more accurate. Plus, if I got to put in the transmission temperature gauge, I'm getting rid of the fuel pressure. I don't need that in there anymore. So if I got to get rid of the transmission gauge, it's a 2-pod system. I need to have something else. I just went ahead and bought the water, so we have a matching set. So that is that. Tighten this up real quick and we'll start that second line. All right, upper one's done. It's ran across. It's not hooked up. I gotta do the lower one. And what else I gotta do? I need. There's a Russell. I should have used that one instead of the one I did. Oh well, who cares? I needed a 90, or not 90, a 180, and I thought I had one around here. Went down to a local speed shop, picked one up, and oh good God, those things have apparently gone up in value. These are 12 bucks speed shop. Get them online cheaper. 12 bucks at the speed shop ain't too bad for a local little bitty speed shop. He gave me a discount from what they originally asked. He does me pretty good. He's a great guy. So anyhow, the 180 with discount and everything was like $32, $33. So if I can't just use one of these, I'm going to try. Then I'm going to take two and put a hose in between them to make my 180. So for the most part, I'll have a hose in between it and it'll be that right there to send it back. I know that 30 some odd bucks ain't much over than the 24 on these, but if I can get away with just one and route the hose where it won't have any kinks, that's what I'm going to do. If I can't, then I got a backup plan just in case. If all else fails and I decide to go with the 180, I can take these back, pick it up. He's open tomorrow till like, I think 2 o'clock, so I can always run back over there. My pod's still drying. It's gonna need some sand and some paint, but that's the pod I was talking about. It's nice and round, so it'll set in there pretty good. Like I said, it's gonna need several more coats. It's not as smooth as what I'd like for it to be. But I'll put 1 or 2 more coats on it before I quit for the night. I used to buy the press-on fittings, and after they came out with these here, never again. And after they came out with this line, I'd never buy the braided line again. Metal braided. That shit just gets in your hand. It's a nightmare to work with. And those press fittings, I could never, even with the tools. I bought the special tools. I fought those things every time trying to get them fully seated. These things here, that's seated all the way, done. I like giving a little bit extra just to make sure it's all the way around, but a whole lot better. A lot of people worry about chipping them up or whatnot. I don't. I probably should, but where these are at, you can't even really see them. So I'm not that ate up about it. Now, the only issue I ran into is the line coming from the transmission is a female, because the cooler always had males on them. So I ended up with female line coming here, and I need that line to run all the way to the radiator. I'm not going to rip that line off and replace the whole thing. That's a waste of money. This line isn't cheap. So what I did is I bought a flared union, and I'll just put that in the middle and link the two together. It'll also make it easier servicing it and everything. I'll have to disconnect it all the way at the radiator. So if I ever decide to get rid of the cooler, or go just strictly to the cooler and eliminate the one in the transmission, I can. I don't see that happening, but you never know. I could be out somewhere and have to roadkill it, have a line leak or cooler go out or anything, and it'll just give me a little bit more options if I need them. I hope I don't, but it looks pretty good. It's not perfect, but when I say not perfect, it's got one little nick right there. Other than that, and if I was really concerned about it, there we go. Nick's gone. Sharpie. Gets you every time. Alright, let's see here. This one is going to there. This is the one that's got to make a 90. peg. That'll work perfect. I'm gonna come. Oop, that'll work. I'm gonna tighten that down there. Bring this up. Run this across the bottom of the fans. Just 90 get it there. Or good across the bottom of the fan and do a 90 right there. I just don't like it hanging down at all. Now, could also go to the front. Across the front. I think I actually like that idea. See how it actually looks. It sounds like it would work. Okay, that can go there, that can go there, this can come. But still, I'll have to zip tie this. I like a zip tie right there. Zip tie it there. And just come right there. I think that's our spot right there. Oh. Just take that and mark it. All right. Okay, I know the camera's not in the best position. I don't have the vehicle on lift. I only have it on jack stands. I'm sorry about that. Like I said, this is supposed to be just a quick video. Main thing was exciting news about doing that TA. Had to share that with y'all. Like I said, I'm excited about that. I'm gonna finish this line. I don't know if I'm gonna tie it in tonight. Throw death wheel out here. Right about there. So much nicer than the braided. Yeah, I know the looks of my power tools. You'd think I was represented by DeWalt. I had Milwaukee on everything, and DeWalt came about that 20 volt, 24 volt, and I found a good deal on it. I started buying it. I love it. The impact I wasn't impressed with. I liked it in the beginning. Then Milwaukee came out with that like 600 or 700 foot-pound torque one. Oh, I wanted that one bad. I kept waiting. Finally, about to give up, DeWalt came out with one that's, I think, 7 or 750 foot-pounds of torque. And I got it. And, oh, if you're going to a junkyard, that thing's a must. You can unscrew anything, and if you can't, if you want to break it, you can break it. So, love it. It's got 3 settings. So, the first setting, I think I checked it, and it's right at 100 foot-pounds of torque. So, if you're putting your rims on, you can smack it with that, and then go back and, of course, torque them. But it's going to get you right there in the ballpark. So, roadside emergency, it'd be perfect. Here's one. There we go. Boom. So I might just go ahead and hook this up. Go. Done. Now I'll run this down, back across. Okay, I need 11/16. That tight. All right, well, should switch that out, but I might wait. I know what time it is, so I think that's gonna be a wrap for tonight. If this thing will stay on, pull this out. If I get to pull out. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna swap this camera around for you. All right. So like I said, as you see, there's not a whole lot of room, but you can barely see it. One line here, one line here. Got to tuck them back. The transmission cooler. Okay, there's my transmission cooler. Mounted up on the side. The other side's cleared out all but 3 inches. Electric fan so it could blow through, and it's the dual stack. So it's a lot of cooler just by itself without the fan kicking on. It's doing great. Let's see here, my lips are chapped, so I keep licking my lip, making it worse. I know it. But and then on the console, the cluster will go right on top of there and fit up against the bottom, kind of make it look like it's stock in factory. So anyhow, all right, everybody have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. Comment, share, like. See you later.